As you can tell by my facial expressions, I have no idea how this is gonna go, but I think we're gonna have some fun. So yeah, make sure you like the video. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel and comment down below a food we should try next time. And let's get started. Turning on the little burner here, getting it nice and hot to boil the 6 cups of water that you need. Yes, so we're just gonna be doing some Kraft Mac and Cheese. Obviously, they have the instructions on the box, but I'm sure a lot of us have this stuff memorized for eating this many days as being kids. But I actually do something a little bit differently. I actually use bottled water, at least for the first 2 cups, because I've measured out before 2 cups of water is about 1 bottle of water. So I use kind of like a nice, I guess, regular bottle of water, because I don't have like a filter on my sink or anything like that, which I should probably do. I should probably get on that, but I just use the sink water, hot water, just fill it up with the water bottle so I don't have to keep measuring with a measuring cup. And then the very, very, very boring part is waiting for the water to boil. That's probably the worst part about making mac and cheese, is this very, very, very boring part here. But then you just sort of, let the water boil for however long it takes. This obviously isn't going to be a very extravagant cooking video. If you guys have seen my other ones, you guys know I like to keep things fairly simple when I make these cooking videos, so don't expect for me to do anything too differently from the box. Got a bit of tapping sounds from you guys. I love me some Kraft Mac and Cheese. I do think it's still the best mac and cheese out there. I still even think it's better than some of the restaurant mac and cheese you get, or a Chick-fil-A. Well, actually, Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is pretty good. Comment down below where your favorite mac and cheese is from. I would actually really love to know that, but still think Kraft is the best. Have the fake cheese little packet there. That stuff always tastes amazing. I think at one point in time they actually had a mac and cheese like snack. It was actually really good. It was made with the mac and cheese dust that they have on there, and pouring out the macaroni, stirring the macaroni. Wow, super exciting. I know, super exciting. Definitely constant stirring. I am someone who hates it when people make mac and cheese and they just let the macaroni just sit there and clump together and get all gross in the pan. I hate that. I always gotta be stirring the mac and cheese. I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but it is what I do. It is what I do. Again, kind of the boring part here. Thankfully, I have my music going though to not bore me too much. That's why I have my AirPods in, because I'm listening to music. It's kind of nice and relaxing, not having to sort of always have to be on while cooking and talking to you guys and doing all these things. I actually like doing these little voice-over videos maybe a little bit more. But I got my macaroni cooking. Gotta wait for it to be just right. Not too much cooked, not too undercooked. Just perfectly fine. Another thing you also have to keep in mind when you're cooking your macaroni is that your macaroni is also going to be cooking while it's, in the sauce. It's going to be cooking while you let it settle, so you never want to make it too much overcooked or even perfect as you are taking it out, because it's still going to be continuously cooking. So you got to keep that in mind. A little trick that I do to test it. Obviously you can use a timer, which I really never use timers when I cook. I kind of just pour out a little bit of the water, the very hot water, and then I get a little sample test, and I put it on a little paper towel there, dampen it out, and give it a little taste. And it is almost where I want it to be, which is kind of perfect. You don't want it again to be perfect just yet, because it's going to continuously be cooking anyways. You can see I'm looking pretty happy about that. Then I just decide to dump it all, which I got it in one clean go, which is actually kind of impressive. If you're someone who makes mac and cheese, you know how annoying that part can be. But we have the other ingredients, like the half and half. I use half and half. You can use just whole milk or whatever. Butter and the fake cheese. But also, yes, of course, your boy Jake Baller uses real cheese when he makes Kraft, obviously. So it is 4 tablespoons of butter, which, man, if you guys actually sort of measure out how much 4 tablespoons of butter is, it's crazy how just about so. Now, obviously, you can add more, take more, well, not take more out, but you can always add more if you like your, I guess mac and cheese a little bit more runnier with its cheese, but I like mine just as much as it tells me to. Then we have the fake cheese, which is, man, this thing is its own little, I don't know, like craze. Like the cheese dust on this stuff is amazing. I don't know how they get it to taste so good, to mix so well. It's literally one of those perfect products, in my opinion. It's a 10 out of 10 for sure. And just mixing it together, trying to get it to its natural state, to sort of like a creamy cheese sauce. I would love to make my own mac and cheese one day. I've actually never tried to do it before. I love cooking pasta, but I've never just made macaroni and cheese and made my own like fresh homemade cheese sauce. Maybe I can do that for a video sometime. Just look up how to make a sort of a fresh cheese sauce and sort of compare it to a Kraft Mac and Cheese. I don't even really get mac and cheese a lot whenever I go out to restaurants. Obviously, like barbecue food, or I can like just talk about Chick-fil-A. Some of the restaurants have mac and cheese options, but I never really get them all that often. But I'm just getting a really nice, good mix in onto this mac and cheese, trying to not leave any of those, clumps of dust. One time I had mac and cheese when I made it as a kid, and I had like a bunch of clumps in the cheese, and it still scars me till this day, eating sort of clumpy mac and cheese. It was really gross. But as you can see, the cheese sauce was really good. Pouring back in my macaroni from being in the drainer, whatever you call it. And now we are mixing it together. Yes, again, wow. Jake Paul, you are a master chef. Yes, I know. If you want to see me actually cook something, if you want to call it cooking, check out some of my other cooking videos. They're definitely a little bit more impressive, even though this is still a lot of fun to do and film. So, now getting a little bit better of a mix in there, not having a camera, in my other hand. Just really mixing the cheese, just trying to get everything all together. You don't want to leave any, spots on the mac and cheese that aren't covered with that delicious macaroni sauce, macaroni and cheese sauce. But of course, like I said, we are going to be adding some of our own specialty ingredient, which is nothing crazy. It's just a sharp cheddar, a shredded sharp cheddar. Now, you can use a lot of different blends with this. I've even seen people use like pepper jack cheese, which I think is something I might try next time, to have like maybe like a little bit of a spicier type of taste to the mac and cheese. I think that's a good idea. But look at this mac and cheese. Already looks very good, but just adding in just a little, I don't know how much you would call this, like a pinch. Look at this. This is like a pinch, maybe a pinch, like a half handful of cheese is really all you need. Now, I know some people who go overboard with it, and they love a nice over creamy. They pretty much make cheese soup, basically, with how much cheese they add to their mac and cheese. I only like enough to where you can start seeing like the stringiness of the cheese. Then I very much do enjoy it. But now I'm just gonna pick up a little bit, let my mac and cheese sit a little bit, which is a technique that I also do. I don't know if anyone else ever does that, but I let my mac and cheese sit a little bit and let it sit in on the lowest temperature your stove can go, and I kind of let it cook a little bit, if you want to call it that, just to let the cheese sort of settle, not have such like a soupy sort of cheese finishing. And look at that nice stringy cheese. The cheese is kind of just like brushing off as I'm like stirring around it. It looks amazing, guys. But yeah, that's basically it. What I'm going to be doing now is just separating it and pretty much plating, quote unquote, plating the mac and cheese. Now, I do also add seasoning to my mac and cheese. It's nothing too crazy. It's just salt and pepper. If you guys season your pasta or mac and cheese or anything any differently, I would love to know, because I actually really love trying new seasonings when trying new food. But you can see me there trying to share with you guys sure you guys like the video. If you have sort of enjoyed the cooking portion of it, this is kind of going to be the ending of that. And obviously, we're going to be going into a nice little, I guess, try, a nice little rating of the rest of the mac and cheese. So make sure you guys stick around for that if you are sort of into sort of the mukbangy food mouth sounds, you know what I mean? But I always, obviously, at the end of these videos, have to try my own cooking for you guys. Here I am with the salt and the pepper, and I do love salt. If you guys have been around my channel, have ever heard me talking food before, you guys know I'm a savory person. I love salt. Kind of add a little pepper too, and obviously it adds it to, like what I said with the butter. Adding seasoning really covers up your tracks a lot when you mess up in some places for taste. But look at that, nice peppery, salty, cheesy mac and cheese. All right, let's give this guy a taste. Alrighty, everybody. Yes, we're finally done, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the voiceover version of these, I guess, cooking videos. I've done a couple of these sort of like live cooking ones, which you guys really enjoyed, but you guys also really enjoyed the first one I ever did, which was this style cooking video. It was more like a voiceover, just sort of like a quick little thing, and then going into eating, which is what we're going to be going into now with our beautiful bowl of mac and cheese. Now, I tried to show you guys a lot of it while I was cooking it, but obviously mac and cheese is something that is fairly easy to make and nothing too much to be seen or too much to be proud of. So that's why this might be, maybe not the best cooking one, or maybe even the worst one I do. It probably will be, but also because YouTube is kind of not being very nice to me recently. Hopefully you guys still enjoy, and I did a mac and cheese mukbang a long time ago, but I thought it'd be kind of cool idea to come back to it like I did with the sushi and show you guys me cooking it. Again, I just seasoned it with salt and pepper, so it's definitely nothing too crazy, but this definitely looks very good. Let's give it a bite. Okay, 3, 2, 1, cheers. Whoa. That is very, very good. Wow. You can still see that the macaroni is very limp, very good, but it's not like crumbling. It's not too overcooked. I say this might be even like perfectly done, at least for me. I don't like I was talking about before, pasta that is very, gross and it sort of just falls apart. And then you have like the crunchy pasta, and then you have the little like more than undercooked pasta that are kind of hard still, and you have to chew them a lot. This, in my opinion, is like perfectly cooked pasta. Like the pasta isn't like a soup. Each individual macaroni is an individual, and they're not really stuck together, which I always really enjoy. Wow. I also said it earlier that the way I cook my mac and cheese is that I keep my mac and cheese sort of settled. I let it cook a little bit longer, let it sit for a little bit, and that's why this mac and cheese isn't like super like ooey gooey with the cheese. is kind of skewed because, again, the food that I make, I can't just eat right off of the hot stove. I have to sort of like prepare, get everything set up and ready to film. I have to, like, you know, do all this other stuff, and then I get to eat it. So it does kind of suck and take a while for me to actually eat my food. So it does definitely taste different than when I would actually eat it. But that was still amazing. I think the best part was the cooked pasta. I think I cooked the pasta like literally perfectly. I think the cheese sauce could have been a little bit cheesier, a little bit more, you know, gooey, ooey. I think it was still a little bit too on the drier side. I probably could have added a little bit more of the half and half or the milk, whatever you want to call it, or a little bit more of the cheese, just adding a little bit more. And also because, again, I had to let it set out a little bit longer than when I wanted it to. So when you guys last saw it, was like the perfect way. I could have just took it off the spoon and ate it out of the pot. You know what I mean? That's the way I love it. But letting it sit a little bit longer than what I wanted it to be really did suck. Also, it tasted amazing. Just enough salt and pepper, really amazing. But let me know down in the comments if you guys, you know, season your mac and cheese differently. If you use, you know, anything else on your mac and cheese, I would love to know down in the comments. Yeah, guys, that's it for me. Another successful, if you want to call it, cooking video on my little cooking series. Definitely let me know down in the comments what I should try next. I've had a lot of people suggest me a little bit more extravagant things like making a homemade pizza, or some people want me to do like the burger thing I was talking about earlier, but making like a very nice, fancy, big, stacked, juicy burger. If you guys want like a better, more extravagant cooking video, let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know if you guys want me to keep it simple like I have been. Also, please, 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 please like tonight's video. It is the best thing that you can do for the channel. It really helps this video get pushed way more than you guys know. Liking the video is the best thing you can do. Also, of course, these cooking videos take a lot of effort and time and dishes and a lot of other things, editing and things like that. It takes a while, so I really do appreciate the people who do like tonight's video. And yeah, make sure you guys are here for the live stream on Friday, doing a live stream Friday night. Very, very, very exciting. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 20,000 subscribers. Took me 6 years to do it, but we're gonna get there. But yeah, I think that is everything. I love ya, love ya, love ya, love ya, love ya, love ya. And I'll see you again in my next video very, 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 very soon.